This conference will now be recorded.
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining Physio Gateway channel, another session. Today we are going to cover about Canada. And Canada, we all know that Canada and US has a license exam for international physiotherapists. And Kartik Shah is in Canada, and he is a founder of Into Canada. And he has taken many seminars all across the world about his services. So today he has guest speaker in our channel. And Kartik, if you can take the floor and if you can share about about you, about the exam, and about your services, please.
Thank you, Manan. And I'm glad that I'm able to talk to you guys through this channel. My name is Kartik, and I'm the founder owner of Into Canada. This is an educational services incorporated in Canada, and we are going to be helping out physiotherapists all across the world for attaining their licensing in Canada. Now, the licensing procedure is very similar to what happens all across the world, which means you have to get your credentials evaluated, you have to prepare for two examinations. In Canada, it is theory and practicals, and we will help you with all of those two things. I also own two clinics in Vancouver, Canada, and I have another clinic in Mumbai, India. And we are basically keeping busy among all of these things. As far as my services are concerned, we work upon training physiotherapists all across the world, be it in UK, in US, in India, in Africa, in Saudi. We have candidates all across the world now, and we train them in their home country for preparing for these examinations. And once we prepare them for the examinations, we are also able to give them very amazing placements, and that will make them completely job ready as well as Canada ready when they are ready to come over here.
Amazing.
Thank you.
That's great. That's wonderful. So the licensing and registration process, maybe we will talk on some other day. But can the students prepare for the exam while they are in the home country, or they should apply for the credentials before they apply for and start your services? Which sequence? What is the first step if someone is in India or some Philippines? What should they do first?
So before we start about the future, let's talk about the past. So in the past, whoever was a physiotherapist, they used to either come over here on student visas or get the PR done. After they came over here, then they suddenly realized that, oh, we have to still go on for the licensing procedure. And that licensing procedure sometimes took 2 years, 5 years, and still they were not able to clear those things. When I came to Canada, I was a lecturer back home in India. And after that, when I was here for the first 1.5 years, I could not touch a patient because the paperwork took time. The examinations were not understandable. The whole context of physiotherapy in Canada and in India was totally different. So we have had a lot of unlearning to do, and then we had to relearn the context of physiotherapy in Canada. So what we have now tried to do is we have tried to concise all those 2 years, 5 years, the struggle, the survival jobs that people used to do. We have tried to make it into a very compact unit or a syllabus. So everything that you will require to be a physiotherapist in Canada, you will start off in your home country itself. So be you in Philippines, or are you in India, or are you in UK, it doesn't matter. Wherever you are, you can start the procedure with us, and we will guide you in a very stepwise fashion. And that stepwise fashion, in India we call it spoon feeding. So we work with you on exact details: form number A, section number B, line number 3. This is what you need to fill up. So it's that detailed. So there are no chances of delays, because if you send a document to Canada, it takes about 10-15 days to reach there. Then they will assess it and analyze it. They'll find out two mistakes out of this, and they will send it back to you. So it's almost a 1.5 month gap before you can even get those things sorted out. So what we have tried to do is we try to go exactly in a very detailed, streamlined fashion. And because of that, every single step is taken care of in the first step itself, so that you don't have to worry about getting that delays done. Once that is done, your paperwork gets done over there. Unfortunately, because of the COVID situations, we do not have live classes happening, or else we normally go down to the countries that our candidates are in, and we will take their live lectures in specific bigger cities. So, for example, in Mumbai, we have a lecture which goes on every May and June, and then every December and January as well, which is in India. We have a lecture which goes on in Nigeria, in Abuja. So those lectures are live lectures. Trainers actually go down and take a whole 1 week or a 2 week session, so that everything that they will require is covered up with those things. So
That's
that,
everything is like a hot iron, everything is streamlined.
yes.
So that's great. So you are saying that students who wants to come to Canada, they don't need to take a student route like most of the people. Like I also did student visa route, and many people you say it's Canada. So people can directly apply for the license. Are we eligible for Canada license on
Yes.
India's degree, or do we need any other courses like English or something, or any other general or professional credits like in US?
Mhm. So every profession in Canada, even if you want to be a worker in an airport, you will require certifications for each and everything. What the advantage right now that we have is we can prepare for all of those things from India itself. So yes, there is IELTS required or English language proficiency testing that is required, but that we will train you for. There is a paperwork, lot of paperwork that is required, but we will guide you in that stepwise fashion. There is also examinations which are supposedly one of the toughest in the world. There only 40% of the Indian population ever passed this exam in the first attempt. We have had more than 400 people who have given these examinations through us, and nobody has failed till now. So that makes it very, very easy, very, very understandable that, okay, we are going to be doing it in a very streamlined fashion. And we are company almost 4.5 years now. So we have been trying to work upon trial and error. We have tried to rule out all those limitations that we used to have, and now we are going to go full force into it. So as of right now, if people choose to register with us, they can be in Canada as a interim physiotherapist as early as March 2021 or May 2021, which is not even a year from now. And they will have technically a license in hand, and they will have their immigration done by that time. And they will also have a job offer in hand, because that's what we assure you to.
That's amazing. So what visa they will come on? And that's one question. And
Mhm.
another question is, do they have to go for a visa interview? And most important, how much do you charge?
Okay, so let's break this down first. So visas, again, every student is unique, every candidate is unique, every person is unique. So probably you may qualify for just a direct PR based upon all your credential evaluations done. Whereas some other person may be wanting to, let's suppose they're a fresher. They don't have an experience back home in their home country, and they want to join in. By the time they are ready with the entire Canadian procedure, they will already have a year of experience. As I said, that if we are talking about registering right now, next May is when you are going to come to Canada. So by that time, you have about a year to work upon. So that makes it super easy, that your procedure also goes simultaneously. Now, since we have had so many people who have come through us, we know which agents, which immigration agents are actually genuinely Canadian authorized, which are not. Some people are just travel agents, and they just take those forms from you and then they submit it, and then you wait for months and years together, and there's nothing happening. We will give you agents also. Of course, we do not charge them commissions, we do not pay them anything. We do it on a very, very as is basis. So we don't get any commissions or money out of that thing. But that being said, they can come on four different options. One is their tourist visa. Right now, luckily, because of the COVID situation, which is a very unfortunate situation, but you can give your examinations of PCE from your home country. So that's another advantage that is there, which means you do not have to even come to Canada. You give your exam in your home country. And this is going to be happening for at least the next 1 year. The next thing you asked me about was how does the visa structure work? So they can come on a tourist visa, they can come on a work visa, because the employers who we are giving you jobs with, they would probably do your paperwork for you. Then there is another thing which would be the student visa thing, which of course, as freshers, if you are going to come in, then you may have to go through that route and take up a small course over here, which will get you entry into Canada. And by the time that course ends, you will also be getting your licensing done here. So You don't have to rely upon that course that you're doing, but you will be basically getting a degree and a license in Canada as a physio. The last one is your permanent residency. 2 weeks ago, our Prime Minister announced that we require 3 million more people in Canada to help us out. And because of that, we will require that it is going to be taken care of right away. And in that, if you check the last 12 years of history of the federal skilled workers which are needed in Canada, physiotherapy is in the top 5, and it has never gone down. I can't hear you, Manan.
Oh, sorry, I was on mute. Okay. Sorry, we didn't cover the price. So is it possible, if you can tell, what is the minimum, and if someone is taking a full package, just someone can.
So we have different packages for different types of individuals. So if you would just want to go in for your theory lectures or your practical lectures, we charge them 2,000 Canadian dollars. And in that, we will cover up everything, right from your textbooks, your notes, your study materials, mock examinations. Everything is covered up with that. So that is for your theory. For the practicals, it is another $2,000 that we charge you. If you do not want to do that thing and you want to go through the entire process, it's a one-time fee of 4,000 Canadian dollars. This includes your paperwork. This includes all the documentation that you will ever require in Canada. It would also require whatever training you will need for physiotherapy in Canada. That means your theory lectures, your practical lectures, your in-site on-job training. All of those things are covered up. Along with this, we will also be working with you on free settlement services, which means when you come down to Canada, what SIM card you can take, what bank you bank with, we will be getting you everything that you will require. And
That's really, someone is literally holding your hand and showing you the way where to go. That's great. So how many clients you have done so far, if you can tell about that?
we have had more than 400 candidates who have worked with us in the last couple of years. We are looking at more and more people since the need over here is too much. There is something called as the baby boomers population, wherein right now whoever was the original the original studious people, as I call them, those people took up the jobs and they went ahead and got their degrees in physiotherapy and stuff. They are now on the retirement verge, and there is nobody to fill their shoes in. Along with that, we also have a huge influx of population that has come in from foreign countries, be it India, be it China, be it Syria, be it Philippines, be it Mexico. A lot of people have come in over here, and we need physios to heal them. And that is the reason why we have more and more opportunities which are cropping up right now. The only thing that you will require is a physiotherapy degree which is valid in your country. You will need to understand what I said right now, which means you are proficient with English
Mm-hmm.
and a valid passport. You shouldn't have killed
Of
anybody.
course.
So you are good to go with that.
Okay, great. So Kartik, you mentioned about the agents in between. So are they? So if you can explain more, like what is the agent's role and what is your role in this process if someone becomes sign up for your services?
Okay, so by rule, we do not do immigration, because immigration is a totally different process. We work with you on the licensing procedure, but as far as the immigration part of it is concerned, what we try to do is we have had a lot of people who have come in. Some people have very good experiences, some people have very bad experiences. So we know who works well and in what country. So let's suppose you are from the Philippines. We know a couple of agents who are based in Philippines, and then there are some people who are based in Canada who can do everything online, just like the way we are talking right now. They'll work with you over the phone, and they will get you sorted out with that. If you are working from India, we know some people who are based in India, so you can physically go. A lot of people have apprehensions of giving out details or giving the money to somebody whom they have not seen before. So if you want to go in, you basically will go in and you will do the paperwork there. You can also do it with a person in Canada, and they will be able to help you out with that. And we have a very strong network of like-minded people who are there to not make too much money. Of course, they are into business, so they will charge you. They're not going to do it for free, but they will do it at a very nominal cost comparatively than what is normally the norm around.
Okay, that's a good clarification. So if let's say 2,000 Canadian dollars is a lot, if maybe too much money for somebody, if someone wants to just start preparing for exam, uh, what is can they read Maggie or Sullivan, or which is the best two books you would suggest they can start with?
Uh, as I and you both have the origins in India, I say we have three major uh, epics or sagas in India, or rather books in India, which we read about, which is the Gita, Quran, and Bible. Similarly, in physiotherapy in Canada, we have three basic books that we work upon. That is Maggie, Sullivan, and Kistner. These three are the topmost ones. The problem is not about reading. The problem is what not to read. There is a whole plethora of information over there, and there are about at least 3,000 pages combined with all these three books. The problem is not what you want to read. The problem is what you will not read, because there are some things like, I will just give a basic example. I would ask everybody who's listening to this to close their eyes and imagine doing a SLR test, a straight leg raise test. Ideally, we have it in our mind that we are going to lie down supine, we are going to put the two legs like this, and then we'll ask the person to raise up the leg, or they will lift up the leg, and then that is the done test. But if you open up Maggie and you read
It's
that thing, the
it's a lot.
problem is a medial rotation, there is an adduction, then there is a flexion, there is also plantar flexion, there's also neck flexion involved, which we as physios either never practice it or we have never read it, because we have learned it from our trainers and then they have passed it on to us and we are passing it on to our juniors. So that is basically what one example I can give you about how context of Canada and other places is different. They will go into the details. How much do you want to internally rotate? How much do you want to flex? Those are the details that you want to read. But in our mind, we know, okay, speed test, I know ACL test, I know anterior draw test. But there are specifications to do that. And here it is followed by numbers. It is followed to the book. So that's basically a difference.
So, Kartik, you said you provide the material. So, is it some content which is combined, condensed in your material, or you are supplying the books? And if students have any question while preparing for the test, how they can follow up? Because usually you have classes, but because of COVID, how do you deal with that? If someone has a confusion, if someone has issue in the research part, how you deal with that?
We have lectures which are ongoing right now 4 times every week, and these are covering different topics, different sections. So there's one time which is neurology, one time is orthopedics, one time is pediatrics, one time is obstetric and gynecology, other time is research, other time is ethics. We cover up a lot of different topics on there, and when we do those things, we have an option of unlimited lectures for our candidates. So there is no limit to how many lectures you want to attend. Let's suppose you were doing the whole thing and you missed out. You want to go to a party on a Saturday night, and that is when our lecture is happening. You probably can do that thing on a Tuesday morning as well, when we are taking the same lecture, and with another trainer or with the same trainer, it doesn't matter. We are not very about those things. So we will give you access unlimited. As far as your notes question is concerned, we will be giving you a e-format notes. So Into Canada is one of the companies which is paperless completely. So we do not use paper at all. Everything comes to you in your email. So you have lifetime access to the notes, lifetime access to the examinations. So let's suppose you started off the journey right now, and then after 6 months, there is a family issue, or you get pregnant. You don't want to do that right now, and then you want to probably take a year's break and then start the procedure again. You are free to do that thing. We do not hold you responsible that, okay, now you have to do it within 6 months. You take 6 years or 6 months, it doesn't matter. We will be there with you from the time you enroll with us till you get your full license and job in physiotherapy in Canada.
Okay. So if someone signs up for your company, do they have to wait until their credential is done or they become eligible for exam, or they can start practice?
And we will
Start,
take
start.
entire timelines. So you, once you sign up with us, we will guide you through the every process
Okay,
that is.
good, good. Okay. Thank you so much, Kartik. I want you to have take few more minutes and tell us more about your services if we have missed anything so far, and why people should sign up for your services.
Okay. So One thing is, right now I'm based out of Vancouver, and we have about 5 clinics that are up and running through in between our partners, and we are opening up 4 more clinics. So as far as we see the scope part of it, we have 9 clinics in the making right now, and in 9 clinics we'll require at least 3 physios each, which means 30 physios just with me. And as like me, there are 1,000 different people who are all across Canada. The second advantage that I missed talking about was that my placements can be all across Canada. So should you choose that you want to be in Toronto, or you want to be in Edmonton, or you want to be in Ottawa, we will be giving you the placements in the city of your choice, not the city of our choice. The second thing that we talk about is when you're going to get any kind of details from us, everything is based upon the literature and the evidence that is practiced over here in Canada. Period. We do not have anything which I am saying right now. If you want to go online and check it on the CIC website, on the CAPR website, you are free to do. All of the information that I am sharing right now is available there too. What we are trying to do is we are trying to break it down into a very detailed format. It's just like starting up a new game or a new app. When you start it off, there is an entire guide that comes in with you. And when that guide comes in, that is what makes your life easy. So you know how it will work faster. I can't hear you, Manan.
Okay, sorry for the issue. I think can you say, I think you were mute for last few seconds. I know I was mute, but I think you were also mute for a few seconds. Can you say something?
Okay.
Okay,
So
I can hear you now. Yes.
okay. So if you would like to get in touch with us, all you need to do is send in your resume to intocanada@gmail.com. That's ITWOCANADA@gmail.com. If you would like to go ahead and check out our website, it is also the same. That's www.intocanada.com. And you can have a look at our website too. There is also a Facebook page, which is pretty active, and every 2 days or so there is a post. So if you like that page, you will be getting constant updates about our new things. I would like to end up or surmise this thing by saying that if you choose to enroll with us in the next 10-15 days or so, it is a very high probability that by March or by May 2021, you will be here in Canada able to work as a physiotherapist and earn very good money. It is an interim job, but it is still very good money. And as far as the licensing part of it is concerned, you can even attempt these examinations from your home country as of right now. But things will change, so take advantage of the fastest, easiest, and the most economical way to be in Canada.
I missed the last part. So can we take an exam in the home country, you said?
Yes, you can take an examination
So
in
in
the home.
India, they can take a test.
Yes, wherever they are right now, if they are enrolled with us, we will guide them through the entire
Okay,
procedure how to do.
that's
This is
wonderful.
not the practical. Practical still have to be
In Canada, yes. See, I think that looking at the current scenario in United States, people on H1 also be interested to come to Canada. So I think not from India or Philippines, people from Indian and Filipino people from in US also will be excited to know all this.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much, Kartik, for your information. I'll put all your information in the video, and I will talk to you soon.
I will talk to you so soon. Thank you, Manan, for giving me this opportunity.